Kendrick Lamar broke his silence for the first time since getting into the rap battle with Drake. Here in New Orleans at the Super Bowl. Let's get into it.
Trap music history expert A.R. Shaw.
A.R. Shaw. A.R. Shaw. A.R. Shaw. A.R. Shaw.
A.R. Shaw, author of Trap History, Atlantic Culture, and the Global Impact of Trap Music.
Welcome back to the channel. This is A.R. Shaw, A.R. Shaw TV. I am the author of the book Trap History, Atlanta Culture, and the Global Impact of Trap Music. Definitely check that out. Here, New Orleans, 2025 Super Bowl. Now, of course, Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles are going to face off on the field on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, but also Kendrick Lamar is going to perform at the halftime show. Now, Kendrick Lamar broke his silence for the first time since entering a rap battle with Drake. Of course, in 2024, the rap battle between Drake, Kendrick Lamar pretty much took over the entire year with both artists going back and forth. Kendrick pretty much came out victorious, of course, with the monstrous hit Not Like Us. Now, over the past few weeks, we've seen just how big Not Like Us is, specifically at the Grammy Awards. Now, at the Grammy Awards, Kendrick Lamar walked away with 5 Grammys, including Record of the Year and Song of the Year. And to break that down for those who don't know, Record of the Year is pretty much like the whole production of a song, how things came together from a lyrical standpoint, from a production standpoint, sonically, all of that. That's the Record of the Year. Now, Song of the Year is about mostly the writing aspect of a particular song. Kendrick won both, beating out every genre, whether it was country, R&B, soul, rock and roll, jazz. Kendrick Lamar was pretty much the biggest name on Grammy night. This is a big thing because we've seen the aftermath of what this Drake and Kendrick Lamar battle has become. You know, it's become something that's larger than life, the biggest rap battle in the history of hip hop. We've never seen anything like this in the genre of hip hop music, where a rap battle, pretty much taking place on wax, has gotten to the level of winning the top-notch award at the Grammys and also performing at the Super Bowl based on this particular diss track. Kendrick Lamar got an opportunity to speak. Of course, he had a press conference, and I got an opportunity to attend that press conference. And here's a little bit what he had to say.
This is what it is. My intent was to always keep, I think from day one was to always keep the nature of it as a sport. You know, I don't care how motherfuckers look at it as far as like as a collaborative effort. You know, that's cool too, but I love when artists grit their teeth. Like, I still watch battle raps. I still watch Smack URL from Murder Whoop to Lux Take Right, you know, my bro Daylight. This has always been the core definition of who I am, and it's been that way since day one. So I don't think it was a thing for this year. It was always just a continuum. And what I will say about this year, it was more from a space where I think a lot of people was putting rap to the back, and you didn't see that. You didn't see that grit. You didn't see that bite anymore. So I always took that into consideration going into any time I mean.
Now, Kendrick, he didn't really go into the specifics of the beef with Drake, but he did say this. He said, my intent from day one was to treat it as a sport, meaning that he went into it like it was battle, like it was, you know, if we want to talk about football, he went into it like, I'm preparing for something that's going to, be very competitive. I'm going to train my mind, my mental, my pencil, all of that to go to battle with one of the biggest stars of our generation, which is Drake. And Kendrick came out victorious. This is kind of interesting in a sense because this is the first time in the history of the Super Bowl that the art of rap battling is kind of spilling over to the NFL competition. Now, if anybody who's watching, you follow sports, you know that there are a lot of great rivalries in sports, particularly the NFL. You got the Falcons versus the Saints. You have the Patriots versus the Indianapolis Colts back when Peyton Manning and Tom Brady was going at it. You got the Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers. You got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Commanders back in the day, which was a big NFL rival. Now you have a rivalry of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, particularly because they faced off in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And so now, 2 years later, you have, again, Patrick Mahomes going against Jalen Hurts. And we got those two rivalries happening. So it's just kind of interesting that Kendrick Lamar, from a musical standpoint, represents the victory side of a rap battle, and from a sports aspect, we see in the battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. It's something that we haven't seen before in music history, because when you talk about Super Bowl performances, there is really just about the music, about paying homage to culture, things of that nature. But in hip hop, the art of rap battling is something that's big, it's something that's huge. And you go back, years from the 80s and the 70s, you had historic rap battles like Roxanne Shante, UTFO. You had KRS-One and MC Shan. You had Nas versus Jay-Z. So in the history of hip hop, there's always been this element of the rap battling, because it's like a competition. It's like, how can you be better than your opponent? And so Kendrick had that same mind frame, which is interesting, that he really pretty much put it out there that that's how he went into the battle with Drake. Is that, look, this is a sport, and I'm coming to get the trophy, even though it's not really a trophy. We see that he came out victorious, and that's how he treated this rap battle. Uh, Now, when you talk about some of the questions was asked today at the press conference, for me, I probably would have wanted to know a little bit more about what Kendrick mentality was with each diss record. You had a diss record like Euphoria, which pretty much is like, all right, I'm just gonna like lay this thing out in terms of what this battle is gonna be. This is what I think of you, and if you take it a tad bit too far, I'm gonna take it there. That was what Euphoria was about. And then he came back with 616 in L.A., which was basically kind of, people are saying that Kendrick was hinting at Drake, being at a party with some young women, young girls. Uh, there you got to go deep into the lexicons of rap battling and lyrics to kind of decipher some of the things that is 616 in L.A. That Friday night, we all remember that Friday night in May when Drake dropped Family Matters, and everybody was like, man, this is one of the best return diss tracks that we've ever seen. People thought Family Matters was it. They thought that Family Matters was going to be the one song that was going to take Kendrick out. He dropped a video, 7-minute song with several beat switches, and people thought that was it. They thought that was going to be the ending of this Kendrick Lamar versus Drake battle. Within 30 to 40 minutes, Kendrick drops Meet the Grams, which is dark, scary. It's almost like a hip hop horror film because it's almost like a psychodrama from Kendrick basically being like this sinister therapist, basically breaking down all of Drake's flaws, and we saw this play out. And it's like, man, Meet the Grams pretty much stepped on any momentum that Family Matters had going into this beef. We all go to sleep that night, Friday night. Everybody's like, man, Meet the Grams just pretty much stepped on everything that Drake tried to do with Family Matters. And we thought, all right, that's cool. Then Kendrick drops Not Like Us. Not Like Us pretty much defined almost this generation of hip hop, because it's like, it's upbeat, got a good tempo, it's catchy. It got several lyrics that pretty much stick out. And I said this, when I was, when it first came out, when Not Like Us first came out, I said it was also an anthem for Stranger Danger, because I saw a lot of kids really gravitating towards this song, Not Like Us. They had Not Like Us at certain parties and things of that nature, and little kids would like dancing to Not Like Us. And the part that they really loved was A minor. Now, from a tongue-in-cheek thing, it's like, all right, it's a slick lyric, and basically Kendrick was playing off of Drake, who who extended the word his Dave Free did that, and kind of Kendrick just did a flip on that and said A minor. But my whole theory was is that Kendrick was basically teaching kids about stranger danger. He was teaching kids to really like, all right, if it's not cool for a grown person to look at you this way. It's not cool for a person of a certain age to come at you a certain way or to make you uncomfortable. And I think that was like the first time in hip hop history that we've seen an artist pretty much subliminally tell you that, being a PDF isn't cool, or to tell kids, look, watch out for these for the stranger danger. So I thought Not Like Us, it won in that sense too. And what's interesting is that there was a health organization that said that Not Like Us is the perfect song to do CPR to. So it's a healthy song as well. But so we get in all of this. We get in all of this. The culmination of the biggest rap battle of our generation. No, not just our generation, but of hip hop history between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And we seeing Kendrick Lamar taking this victory lap one time at the Grammys with 5 Grammy awards, and now at the Super Bowl being performing at the Super Bowl, and basically, this is a moment. You know, Also, during the press conference, he talked about the importance of hip hop, the importance of Black culture. We have a lot of things that's happening right now in our country that wants to eliminate Blackness. We see the power of Blackness. We see the power of culture. We see the power of hip hop, a genre that's created by Black people, that's reached global significance. Kendrick is going to take the stage Super Bowl Sunday and here in New Orleans with SZA. And, for me, I expect it to be something very artistic. Now, Kendrick, he doesn't really move around like Usher. He's not going to be dancing and doing and being on roller skates. He doesn't have I would say, the global flair of a Rihanna, someone who's just globally renowned. I don't think he has that. But I think Kendrick is great at storytelling. Kendrick is great at putting together a storyline, almost like you're looking at a Broadway play, almost like you're looking at something that's very cinematic. If you got an opportunity to see the Big Steppers tour, it told a story from beginning to end. And I think that's what Kendrick is going to do. I think he's going to tell a story that's going to captivate people within 13 minutes. There's going to be a lot of subliminals. There's going to be a lot of Easter eggs. There's going to be a lot of breakdowns of people like, oh, what did this mean here? What did this mean there? So it's going to be a lot of breakdowns, I predict, from this Kendrick Lamar performance at the Super Bowl. A lot of Easter eggs, a lot of storylines. So almost going to be like we at a Broadway play at the Super Bowl, which I think is going to be cool. I think from a person who likes art, from a person who's very art, who loves the art, who loves storytelling, I think it's going to go there, and I think it's going to be something that's prolific and it's going to be talked about for a long time. But it's going to be different in the sense that it's not going to be as exciting or exuberant as an Usher, but it will still stick out, and I think it will still have an impact in that way. I'm going to sign off. This is A.R. Shaw. Check out my book, Trap History, Atlanta Culture, and the Global Impact of Trap Music. Like, follow, subscribe, comment. Let's have a dialogue. Let's share thoughts on what's happening. What do you think is going to be, the impression of Kendrick Lamar performing at the Super Bowl? What song do you think he's going to perform first? Y'all let me know in the comments. I'm out.